As the world descends on London for the Olympics, we ask just how good a place is this to do business? Sir Martin Sorrell is the CEO of WPP and joins me now. Good to see you again, Sir Martin.
Ascends or descends on London? I'm not quite sure.
Either, I think.
Both.
Either. Our trading partners are doing terribly. We're sinking deeper into recession. You've talked about
gloomy media at work again.
You've talked about the UK being one of the softer markets for you as well. When's it going to get better?
Well, we're doing better than GMP growth or lack of growth here in the UK, and that's why the statistics look to us a little bit odd. In a sense, and I know that Goldman came out quite strongly, I think yesterday, saying they didn't think the 0.7 downward figure was necessarily a correct one, and people talk about weather and everything else affecting in the Jubilee, etc. But I mean, be that as it may, we've grown in the UK in the last 2 years by, I think it was the year before this, about 5, 6, 7%. This year we're well into between 2 or 3%, which compares to a minus 1% adjustment at the moment.
Is it getting less soft for you, this market?
No, I think generally what one would say is that Q2, talking to clients, they found it more difficult than Q1, calendar Q2 than Q1. And you see that in the earnings results. I mean, obviously, US companies, because of the strength of the dollar, have had a foreign currency downdraft. But you see it in the results. There's a bit more pressure in the marketplace. And I was at Sun Valley a few weeks ago, and a number of CEOs were saying that June was a very tough month. Yep. So I would say, generally, clients feel that Q2 was tougher. Now, the reason it was I think principally because of the Eurozone. So when we start to focus on minus 0.7 and the ills of the government and what the government don't do or do and who should be chancellor and all that, I think they're missing the point. The point is, what do you do about Eurozone? Now, we heard Mario Draghi
saying he can throw whatever he can at it,
yes,
within his mandate.
From a bank, within his mandate. So whether that mandate,
and that's what worries people, I guess.
Well, yeah, and it's not that people lack confidence. It's the uncertainty, and there is a distinction because corporate balance sheets are much stronger today than they were in 2008, pre-Lehman or just post-Lehman. Personal balance sheets are stronger. Government balance sheets are a little bit better, probably not strong enough. But corporate balance sheets, corporations have never been in such good shape. Profits as a percentage of GMP, gross margins and operating margins, cash flow, 2 trillion sitting on balance sheets. In America, 750 billion here in the UK. So it's not that they lack confidence. They see the uncertainty in the Eurozone, and that puts them off. Now, from our point of view, just to finish it, I know it's a long answer, but to finish it, is they are investing in brand in the mature markets. I think that's how you explain why we're up in the UK and the GMP is flat or down, and that's been so for the last 2 or 3 years, and we've added headcount. In the mature markets, they invest in brand, not capacity, because they're uncertain. In the fast growth markets, China, BRICS, Next 11, Civets, MIST, whatever, they're investing in capacity and brand.
You've said before, and you've said it on a number of occasions, we will muddle through this Eurozone crisis. You still believe that?
Yes, I think so, because I think when I see Citibank saying there's a 90% probability that Greece will
it's
go,
going to be a pretty
I find it, and then you hear Draghi, and then Jacob Rothschild depressed us thoroughly at the China Entrepreneurs Breakfast yesterday when he said that the solution was for several countries to leave the Eurozone for 5 years and then and have a devaluation, and if they could come back then. But it needs a 5-year adjustment.
Are you preparing for have you got contingencies in place for eventualities like that?
Well, we sweep into strong currencies any liquid resources we have, and this is one thing that you and others like you asked us about several months ago. So we do in that sense, but we don't have many. Our positions are naturally hedged because we operate in each country. Revenues and costs are matched in each country, so you don't really have to take much of a position other than to make sure that we hold liquid assets in strong currencies.
Budget gridlock in the US is something we've talked about before. No doubt,
after
these elections, you're going to be telling a slightly different story. Are we going to be more worried, right?
No, I mean, I said last night that, Eurozone is... What are the grey swans? I mean, these are not black swans because we know they exist. I mean, the grey swans are obviously Eurozone. It's obviously the Middle East. It's the potential possibility of an Israeli attack on Middle East and on the Iranian nuclear installations. The China hard landing, doubtful, right? And then you turn your attention either just before the election in America or after it, to dealing with the US deficit.
Yeah.
So I think the two big things, it's not so much what's the position of the UK. The two big things are Eurozone crisis and then solving the American deficit. And at Sun Valley, we saw Chris Christie and we saw Rahm Emanuel having a go against one, the Republican versus Democrat, which is quite amusing in and of itself. It's a bit like listening to one of Boris's speeches. But on the other hand, after a half an hour, it gets a bit tiresome, and you worry about whether the Republicans and the Democrats will ever find a way through.
Let me finish up, back to the UK. What do you think, as an ad man, I'm not a creative person, what do you think of these logos?
We didn't do them.
No, I know, but what do you think of them?
I actually think they're great.
And what happened to the top half of the Union Jack?
Oh no,
it's like a glass half empty.
You don't have a designer bone. Thank God you're doing this, and you're not doing that. Just stick to your last.
So that's good, is it?
It's fine. It does its job, and people are impressed, actually. The fact that you're not impressed probably makes you're the exception that proves the rule.
All right, Sir Martin, good to see you again. Sir Martin Sorrell from WPP. That's it for now. Plenty ahead, though. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.
Frustrated ad man.